Hello and thank you for joining us yet in another episode of Greetings from the Pier View, filmed right here at the Pier View Restaurant in Onset. With me, your host Queen Banda of WCTV and
George Cheney.
And joining us for our 5th episode is Tom Silvia, the owner of Faded Image Barber Shop. Welcome, Tom.
Thank you for having me.
I love the bling. You're always full of bling. Is this real, man?
Don't touch it. Touch it.
It's real though.
Of course green in the pool, right? No, I can go jump right into the water right now.
So, Tom, we have invited you here to get to know you, and I think it's very key to know who Tom is because you are a key member of the Wareham community. And actually, you're not originally from Wareham, you're from New Bedford.
Actually, no, I'm originally from Pierview.
Okay.
I was born in, I was born in New Bedford at St. Louis also, but I grew up in Pierview my whole life. But high school, I went to New Bedford.
Okay.
Now I sit back like, man, I should have went to college. You know,
But for what? I mean, you are a successful business
No, I
owner.
am, but also with the success comes a lot of work. Well, that's what I tell a lot of the barbers that I put on in the shop, that you gotta work to make your money. It's not like you're not gonna just get a paycheck. You gotta work, and you gotta, even outside of the workplace with advertising through social media and all that, you gotta do it for yourself. I can't do it. You know?
Oh, this is interesting. So, well, is it like being in a restaurant where waitresses work for tips? Is that the same thing, being a barber? Okay.
No, well, I mean, you can. Some barbers do it differently. Like with me, my barbers rent their chairs out, so I play like a landlord. You know, so they just give me a fee at the end of the week. You know, their chair rent.
Now, does that lend to your creativity at all?
Yeah.
Like just like perfecting certain styles or seeing what's in the know, like for example, like the man bun.
Yeah, because like with the social media, I follow so many different. They have like their own pages, like people, and you know, you get to see new styles that are trending, you know, on the West Coast, and try to bring it out to this, this style. And I'm actually following a guy in Brazil, and I don't understand a word he's saying on social media, on Instagram. But he's doing this thing with an airbrush kit in the hair, but he's dyeing your hair with paint. So you see these people with crazy red streaks and green streaks, and it's good for the kids because the kids always want like a mohawk with red hair.
Yes.
But the parents don't want them to have it for the whole summer.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm trying to learn from this guy, but I don't understand what he's saying.
Then maybe you need to
So
take
what I've been doing is I'll
language.
send him a message, and then he sends it back to me.
Yeah.
And then I copy paste it, and I go to Google, I put translate. And then I read that out, and then I send it back to him, so we go back and forth that way.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Before we continue, we need to acknowledge the beautiful, delicious food that is in front of us, courtesy of Pier View Restaurant. So Tom, you're going to start. What did you order?
I went basic. I just did a grilled cheese with bacon.
Grilled cheese and bacon, and that looks real good.
Last time we did this, you reached into my food.
You know
and
what?
decided to eat
Stop
it
making
on my
stories.
plate.
You are making
Go
stories.
on YouTube on her page. You're gonna
You
see
are
it. In the
making
middle of the thing,
stories.
she's over here. Oh, I'll
You're
take
making
that.
stories. Stop making stories.
It's true.
Okay.
No lies. Yeah, there's evidence.
There's evidence. And what did you order?
I have Pier View's excellent house-made corned beef hash.
Very nice.
Over easy eggs and raisin toast.
And look at that toast. Wait, that is raisin.
Reach for it. She's gonna reach for it. Watch out. She's gonna reach for it.
And I had the Pier View sandwich with an English muffin, which sometimes you can substitute it for a bagel and maybe a real muffin.
You should work.
You know, yeah. I should work.
That was a good waitress. Yeah.
How is it like to be a business owner in Wareham?
Be honest.
Cool. No, it's cool. No, they don't really give me a hard time. Because I always make it like easy for them, to not give me a hard time. They want things done. You do it the right way.
Yes.
There's permits for everything. Having a gumball machine, you need a permit. You could be a jerk.
Oh, you're kidding.
Oh no, you need a permit for anything like that.
Now you're moving locations. You were in Main Street to Wareham.
Yeah.
And now that must be so difficult because you have clientele. People know this is where Tom is. And to just wrap up everything and move to another location, it's not as easy.
No, but it's not that far away. Thank God, It's only like a 2-minute walk from where I was at.
And you surveyed a few locations too.
Yeah, and the town gave me a hard time with those because there's certain areas that businesses can't perform their servicing. I didn't know that. Like zoning, they call it zoning. So I was up on Cranberry Highway, like on that main strip where Waterways was, trying to rent a place. Nope, you can't cut hair out there.
I wonder why. That place is filled with like fast food restaurants, like drive-through.
I mean, and there's some salons there and all that, but it's almost like they're like grandfathered in, I guess. I don't know.
Okay, so you couldn't be there, and actually that would be a very popular place.
Yes and no, because you got to go by foot traffic. I got a lot of kids that come from high school,
Yeah, I understand.
so they walk there, you know, because their parents are still at work. They wouldn't be able to make it all the way up on that street, and I wouldn't want no kids walking on that street to begin with, you know. So I was worrying about that, but then luckily I talked to one person like, oh, I rent right over here on Sandwich Road, and they got spots. So I found a place, and I had to redo the whole thing. It was an office building, so I knocked down everything. I had to knock down everything and rebuild everything. That's why it took so long.
Now, was that more refreshing, starting a new place, starting from scratch, even to compose your vision with a blank canvas?
Yeah.
Good. What? Good.
I
Admire the way you put that.
Yeah, well, you had to sink money into it now, you know. So now that's more expense that you got to dish out. But then you sit back and you say, hey, it looks nice. Now the new place is really modern, you know.
Now, while you're doing this, renovating this new place, did it ever occur to you like, oh my God, what did I get myself into? This is too difficult. This is more than what I imagined. Or were you still, motivated and like, yes?
Yeah, I'm motivated. The town motivates.
Are you determined?
Yeah, because you don't want to be a failure.
You're never a failure.
No. I refuse to lose. I told you that a while back. You said that. You ain't gonna stop me. I'll find a way to get it done.
And speaking of you refuse to lose attitude, your daughter has the same one too. You normally complain of how adamant she can be about certain things.
Yeah, she's tough. She's tough. She gets that from me.
Very good. Well, it's a good quality to have, right? Now you know she's yours.
Yeah, a lot's changed.
What are you insinuating?
No, a lot's actually changed even with that. Maury's gonna come out in the DNA test. Surprise! You are the father.
Now, apart from being a great business man in town, you also help out a lot with the youth in this community. You give out free back to school haircuts to the little boys and girls club.
Yeah, that's a big thing that I'm trying to make it bigger and bigger every year.
And it is, I believe it's well appreciated because not everybody, something like that. People don't think about
pressure going
not
back
every.
to school. You got pictures.
How some parents cannot afford.
It's true though. Some parents can't afford.
Oh, they can afford just a basic haircut. But remember, like if you're a freshman, you want to make that appearance. Like, your first time in high school, you want something cool.
Well, just even all the kids just come. When they're going back into starting that new year. So you want them to look sharp.
Yeah.
Like you said, a lot of people live paycheck to paycheck nowadays.
Absolutely.
Some little thing gets thrown in the way, it messes up your whole flow of whatever you have planned.
Yeah.
They glorify the struggle and how they, make the money, but they don't pour the money back into the community, unfortunately.
No.
You see them a lot.
That's what I like to tell the kids, though.
Well, Tom, thank you so much for being here this morning.
Thank you for having me.
To know more about you and your business, and I'm quite impressed.
Thank you. I impressed Queen.
It's not too hard.
Well. Well, thank you for joining us today here at the Pier View. Thank our guests again, Tom.
Thank you for having me, guys.
And our host, Queen, and George Cheney.
Yes, and join us next week. Our guest is going to be the gentleman by the name of Steve Murphy. Sorry, not Stevie. Steve Murphy. And he is from Marion, but he will be coming in to share with us about his noble work. He helps people who have struggling with addiction to get through it and rebuild their lives. So that's going to be next week here at the Pier View Restaurant. Closing episode 5.